The Los Angeles Lakers are simply in trouble. A report came out just yesterday that the team currently possesses a mere 12% chance of making the NBA playoffs. LeBron James is way too old to be carrying the offensive workload. Anthony Davis has stayed very healthy this season, but we've seen friction through D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, Darvin Ham, and many other players. They currently sit 18-19, coming off a great win against the Los Angeles Clippers at home last night. However, they are still the 10 seed, which I suppose is play-in material. All in all, though, I do have to just say that they're in trouble, which is interesting because this roster on paper looks so much better than the past. Today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about the Lakers roster, we're going to be talking about their situationship, and then we're going to be talking about Darvin Ham, and just breaking down if I think they will make the playoffs or play in. If you're new here, guys, please be sure to hit that subscribe button as we are on the road to 3,000 subscribers. I appreciate all your guys' support on yesterday or 2 days ago's video. And just speaking about men's mental health, I hope, or women's mental health, if you guys are watching this, I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you're all feeling blessed, and just know you can always reach out to me in the comments or on my Instagram or Twitter DM. Both are in the description. Let's jump right into this thing. So the first thing I want to just mention is Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis has started and played in 35 games this season. That is almost the most on the roster. The most games started for sure. Obviously, you have Austin Reeves, who's played 37 games, but he's only started 12. We'll get to that a little bit later. But Anthony Davis has been really, really great for this Lakers team. He's averaging 25 points, 12 rebounds, and almost 3 blocks a night. Something I really did enjoy about Anthony Davis, especially last night's Clipper game, is that when he's getting favorable matchups, like Mason Plumlee didn't play at all last night for the Clippers, and Ivica Zubac was the main diet that Anthony was being fed. I really did enjoy that Anthony was using his back to the basket ability. I enjoyed that Anthony was saying, hey, outside of Nikola Jokic or maybe Joel Embiid, I'm probably the best big, or maybe Giannis, I'm probably one of the best bigs, top 5 bigs in the NBA. Let me act like it. And I really have been loving that aspect of Anthony's game. I wish he cleaned up his three-point shooting attempts a little bit more. He's shooting 32% from the three on this season. And I'm not saying he has to be a 40% shooter, but Anthony Davis definitely, could be a little bit greater than that. But the Lakers in general are just terrible from three. I mean, I think they're 28th or 29th in attempts per night, and they don't have a single man on the roster that shoots above 40%. The team's leader is actually LeBron James at 39.7. You could argue that that is 40%. I won't hate you for it. Speaking of LeBron James, he just turned 39. Happy birthday to King James. Very great stuff that he's averaging 25 points, 7 assists, and 7 rebounds, and a steal and a half a game at that age. But it's not acceptable to me. He's played 34 games this year. Very, very great stuff. He's second per game in minutes per game for this roster, but it doesn't take a forensic expert or any form of expert to look at this roster and see a 27-year-old D'Lo, a 25-year-old Austin Reeves, Christian Wood, Cam Reddish, Taurean Prince. These guys should be able to carry the boats for LeBron during the regular season and let LeBron kind of coast. I've said this so many times now, I can't even know if it's an ego thing at this point or if it's a demand thing. Like if LeBron feels like his ego needs to be averaging 25 points a game, or if he feels like his team needs it. And I guess I'm leaning more towards the fact that his team needs it because they are really terrible without him. Let's talk about this guard tandem, Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell, it's weird. I saw a Lakers fan, and I usually don't like reading Lakers fan media or tweets or whatever because they're pretty delusional. I hate to say it. But I saw a tweet that was pretty funny that encapsulated, this is like a week or two ago when when Russell was averaging 15 and 6. And he said, like, if D'Angelo Russell was actually averaging 15 points and 6 assists a night, we would be a great NBA team. And it's just very funny that encapsulates, like if you look at the numbers, he's averaging just under 15 points and just over 6 assists, but it feels like that is not the case at all. He is wildly inefficient. Some nights he's dropping sub 10 points, other nights he's dropping above 20. He really, there's no fat in that meat, he's very inconsistent. And then with Austin Reeves, we see him ride the bench. He's rode the bench 25 games and he started 12. that to me is remarkable because you paid him this fat money for a guy of his caliber in the offseason, and you made a big deal about him. He had a hell of a playoff series in Memphis. I mean, he averaged 20 points in Memphis against Desmond Bane and John Morant, some great defensive, and then Jaren Jackson down low, obviously. I know they didn't have Steven Adams and Brandon Clark, but most of his scoring is coming from the mid-range or the three-point land. So you do all these great things for Austin Reeves, and he's averaging 15 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds and a steal a night on pretty solid splits. And he's not really turning the ball over a lot. He averages way less than D'Lo. He's averaging more points on more efficient value, more rebounds, more assists, less turnovers, but he's not starting. And this is where the Darvin Ham thing comes in. There's a lot of guys on this roster like Jared Vanderbilt, I would say, or Jackson Hayes, that could be giving good minutes to this team. Christian Wood, maybe. But it's really hard for them to get into a rhythm when Darvin Ham's coaching scheme is just so poorly bad. They had a really decent run last year. They made the Western Conference Finals, but it's definitely not too early to call it quits, in my opinion, in this scenario. It's just kind of laughable at this point. We see jokes like if they would have lost to the Clippers, then they would have fired Darvin Ham. Right now, Lakers fans, before I wrap this video up, I want you to go to the comments below and let me know if you think Darvin Ham's your future, or if you think that, he's stunting Reeves' growth. He's got a little too much love for Russell, because it feels like he makes a point. Like he says, okay, we're going to bench change to Russell, we're going to make a point, and then he brings back the starting lineup just a couple days later. And then they're playing Gabe Vincent. He's been very unhealthy this season. He's only played 5 games, but at the same time, he's getting DNPs. But in Miami, he was a hell of a player. Christian Wood's, playing 19 minutes a game when he showed in Dallas last year he could be great. I know he just hasn't been great for the Lakers, and I understand that, but they're taking chances on guys like Cam Reddish, and they're not really playing Rui that much, even though Rui was insanely dominant in the Denver series and in the Golden State Warriors series. It's not like guys like Rui Hachimura have just fallen off the map. I mean, I feel like this season more than ever you're missing the likes of Dennis Schroeder, just an elite defensive-minded point guard or backcourt piece that also possesses the ability to get you your 15 to 18 points on any given night, and really just chase around the Steph Currys, the Jamal Murrays, the other team's best, small guard. And with Rui, it's like, it honestly is embarrassing to me that Rui doesn't get more starting play. And I get that you could say his playoff shooting splits were a fluke, that he's not that great of a three-point shooter in reality, but Rui at the 4 and Anthony Davis at the 5, it's just like, to me, that seems like a no-brainer. Or even Christian Wood. Christian Wood's a really solid three-point shooter, but it seems like when they got it all to risk, like they have everything to lose here, they're taking no chances, and I just don't think I like that from Darvin Ham. I don't know. All this is just pretty confusing to me. I would love if a Lakers fan just told me your opinions on it. If you guys made it this far, I appreciate y'all support as always. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay happy, healthy, and blessed. Peace.